Good morning from South Louisiana, guys. It is always an amazing, exciting, fun day when it's closing day, because that means we've gotten from the offer being accepted all through the things that could have gone wrong and gotten to the closing table, which means that a very blessed buyer is going to very soon receive the keys to her very own home. What I love so many things about this story. I got the call from this single teacher, and as y'all know, I was in education before I was in real estate, so teachers absolutely are some of my favorite people on the planet. I know how hard they work. I know how undervalued they are, and I know how little they are paid. So she had been listening to my videos for a while, and she called me and said, listen, you have me believing that there's a slight possibility that I may be able to buy my own house. And I said, so tell me a little bit about your situation. So, had been divorced, had been renting for quite a while. And listen, you've heard me say over and over and over again, the interest rates right now are irrelevant if you're renting, because if you're renting, the interest rates for you are 100% on something you will never own. And if you're in a situation where you're renting to own or leasing to own, be very, very, very leery, because most of those never turn into something that you ever own. That's a sad reality, and it happens every day. I see it happen every day. So be very leery of that situation. But this person said to me, so I believe there's a possibility that I can buy a home. And so after I asked her a few questions, I said, you know what? Absolutely, you can buy a home. Absolutely, you can buy a home. And what I tell all my clients is this. I know lots of realtors don't do it this way, but this is how I do it. I'm not a mind reader, and I'm not going to try to find you some house that will work for you. This is what I tell all my clients, and some realtors will say, well, that's not what I do. Well, listen, I don't care what you do. I'm self-contracted. It works for me. This is what I tell all my clients. Once you're pre-approved, then know your loan type. Okay? If you're pre-approved for $200,000 and you know that's your budget, go online to Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, Homes for Sale, wherever you can find a house for sale, Facebook Marketplace, all the places. And when you find a house or a few houses, listen, you might find 5 houses in your budget that could work for you. Send me the addresses. I'm going to do all the research. I'm going to figure out if they're in a flood zone, have they had hurricane damage, do they have foundation issues, how long have they been on the market. I'm going to find out all those things. And then out of the houses that you sent me, I'm going to give you that information, and you're going to decide what houses, based on all this information that I've gathered for you, do you still want to go see. And so out of those 5 houses, if you want to go see 4 houses, we're going to go see 4 houses. You're probably going to find one that will work for you, and then we're going to submit an offer. And so many times throughout this process, this person said to me, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe this is happening. All in a good, positive way, mind you. Listen, since the time I became a realtor 5 years ago, I've probably closed now close to 350 transactions. I am very good at negotiating. And if I represent you as the buyer and you tell me this is my budget and this is how much I want to pay in closing costs, or this is my budget and I don't have a penny to pay in closing costs, listen, I'm going to make it happen. That is an absolute guarantee. If you say to me, I'm pre-approved for $150,000, my max budget is this, but I don't have a penny to pay in closing costs, we're going to figure out a way to get you the house that you want for the price that you want it. I guarantee you I do it every day. And so this person today we're closing qualified for a USDA loan. It's also called an RD loan, which means it is 100% financing because she had great credit, okay? You don't have to have excellent credit. You don't even necessarily have to have great credit. You have to have pretty good credit. You can't have a whole lot of debt. and you have to have been employed in the same job for a substantial amount of time. Okay, so those things. And there are income limits on it as well. But listen, we know teachers make nothing, which is sad. All teachers will qualify for a USDA or an RD loan, which means she has the house that she loves. She'd had to pay not a penny in closing costs. The seller agreed to pay every penny of her closing costs, and she's not bringing a penny to the closing table. She's buying a house today. She's getting the keys to her house. I am so proud of her. I'm so excited for her. It's going to be an amazing day. But what my point is this: find yourself a realtor who is going to go to bat for you, who is great at negotiating, who is great at getting you what you need. Believe in that realtor, and that realtor will find you a lender who can get you pre-approved and will tell you what your loan type is and what your budget is, and then they'll take you house hunting, and if they're great at negotiating, they will get you a great deal. So choosing a realtor who you know, like, and trust, but you know who has closed lots and lots and lots of deals is so, so paramount. There are literally thousands of realtors, and we're all self-contracted, and we all do our businesses differently, and we're all good at some things, right? One of the smartest things I ever did when I first became a realtor was take a course called Real Estate Negotiation Expert. Believe me, it comes with practice. All the things that they taught us in that class were great, practical information, but just like anything, the more you practice, the better you get at it. Every single time I close a deal, I learn something new. I learn what not to do, what to do, what works, what doesn't work. But number one, your realtor who you choose to use should have absolutely your best interest in mind. If their goal, if for you as the buyer, is to get you the best deal, and listen, that may be when you go through inspections, all these things that need to be fixed that you can't fix and you don't want to fix, she negotiates with the sell side to get the seller to agree to fix all those items, right? If the case is that you don't have a penny in closing costs and you can't afford to pay closing costs, but you meet every single other parameter to buy a house, that realtor is going to go to bat for you and make sure that that seller pays every single bit of your closing costs, right? So you have to make sure that whoever you choose is in it for you, that they're not in it for themselves, they're not in it for the commission, they're in it for your best interest. And you can always tell from talking to a realtor who their interest lies with. Are they selfish and they're doing it for themselves? And listen, that's human nature. We're all very selfish. That's just us as human nature. But ultimately, is you their number one priority? So when you go to sell your house, their number one priority should be to get you the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time and give you a to-do list so that when your house hits the market, you're proud of it. And you can say, that is my listing, that is my house. It looks better than it has ever looked in a million years, and it's going to sell fast. And so choose a realtor wisely. We're all self-contracted, all right? We all work differently, but you want a realtor who closes lots and lots and lots of deals. If they're busy, if they look busy, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they go to the office every day. Listen, I don't even have an office. I don't go to an office. There's no reason to go to an office. There's no business in the office. My business is wherever my mobile device is, wherever I can type up a contract, wherever I can show a house, wherever I can type up a listing agreement. That's where my office is. And so it's irrelevant. It's crazy because I have people that call me and they either want to buy a house or sell a house, and the first question they ask is, where's your office? Or who cares? Who cares where my office is? It makes no difference where my office is. Listen, I know realtors who literally go to the office every single day and are not closing deals. That's a reality because there is no business in the office. Most of the time they're in the office just because they're bored, or they need to chat with somebody, or they just think they need to go to an office. that's not where the business is, right? So I've closed probably close to 350 deals in the last 5 years, and I go to the office for training. I go to the office for training. That's all I go to the office for. And that's the most important reason to go to an office, is so that you can learn and you can be better. And your realtor that you choose should be a realtor who believes that there's no way they know everything. There's always something new to learn. There's always a way to improve and get better. And with every single transaction, there is something to be learned. That's an absolute fact. You also want to choose a realtor who is respected in their community, who gives back to their community a whole lot. I believe I am successful because my community supports me, because they know that I support them 1,000,000%. Our schools, I support 1,000,000%. They are so crucial to any community. So if you're looking for a realtor in your community, what you want to be looking for is one who absolutely is a huge supporter of the community itself, of the schools, of the leaders in the community. We have a mayor in our little town of Iota who I graduated with, and I adore him and I admire him, and he's a great, great, great guy. I support him. He supports me. That's what we do, right? So look for a realtor. When you're looking for a realtor, number one, who is a good human, who's great at negotiating, who believes that there is always something to be learned, and has you as their number one priority, all right? So just keep that in mind. Ask questions. Ask questions. Just the same as if you'd be choosing a divorce attorney or a surgeon or a dentist or anybody. Ask good questions, and do not go with the cheapest person. I guarantee you there are plenty of discount realtors out there, and if they're discounting their services, think about this. If you call them up and you say, what's your commission? And they say this, and you go, oh, well, that's too high. I know somebody that'll do it for lower. If they automatically lower their commission, what are they going to do when they list your house and somebody's negotiating for the sale of your house? Think about that for a minute. If you can better negotiate them to lower their commission than they are negotiating, if you're the buyer, how well are they negotiating for you? And if you're the seller and you want them to sell your house, how good are they going to be negotiating the other side to get you the absolute highest price for that house? Think about that for a minute, okay? So I do not discount my commission. I'm worth every single penny. If you tell me that you want to get $200,000 for your house, and I get this every single day, 9 times out of 10, I'm getting you way more than $200,000 for your house, and that's with my commission. And that's a guarantee. I do it every day of the week, all right? Y'all have a great Thursday. Enjoy this weather in South Louisiana, and remember, there are no stupid questions. There are so many idiosyncrasies that I had no idea about in real estate until I became a realtor. No idea. Number one misconception is that you need 20% down to buy a house. Absolutely false. You do not. In fact, I'm heading to a closing today where the person brought $0 to closing. The seller paid all of their closing costs, and they're about to get the keys to an amazing home. So ask your questions. Ask your questions. They're important, and it's important for you to be informed, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Ask all the questions. Private message me anytime, text me anytime, call me anytime. I'd love to have a conversation with you about real estate. And y'all be on the lookout. If you know of anyone who is looking for a beautiful piece of property for commercial or industrial uses, just north of Super 1 along Interstate in Rain, I'm about to list 2.5 acres of gorgeous property. The sellers keep it mowed, so it's beautiful. You're about to see a huge sign go up. That could be a prime location for any kind of business that wants to be right along the interstate. So it's 2.29 acres. It's a gorgeous piece of property right off Interstate in Rain. So if you need anything real estate related, do not hesitate to reach out. Y'all have a great day.